All right, today we're doing something a little different. We're going to unpack an entire fictional world, this culture called Arreqqana. But we're going to do it by starting with just one single simple thing, a pie.
It's a really cool question, right? Because sometimes the biggest, most profound truths about a society, about its values, its people, they're hidden in the most everyday things. And that's exactly what we're going to get into today.
Okay, let's dive right in. The thing at the center of all of this is a local favorite, something called the pepper plum pie. I mean, it's a staple, it's comfort food, but you'll see, it is so much more than that.
In their own language, they call it the Dorsplum Key Vasa. And this isn't just some dessert you'd find at a family gathering. It's actually a key that unlocks the entire philosophy of this world. And it all starts with its two main ingredients.
So let's break this pie down, because in Arreqqana, flavor is basically a language. Every single ingredient tells a story, and it carries this deep, symbolic meaning that you can see all throughout the culture.
So this one pie is built on this core tension. On one side you have the plum, and that represents a concept called nakia. It's all about sweetness, softness, and this connection to the past. And then on the other side you have pepper, representing kasar. That's fire, passion, and strength. You have two total opposites, baked together into one dish completely on purpose.
Let's really dig into that first term, nakia. This is the principle of softness. You know, think of it like the gentle warmth of the morning, or the comfort you get from a good meal. It's that quiet strength you find in kindness. It's the sweet, yielding nature of the plum.
And its counterpart is kasor. This is the principle of strength, but we're not talking about just brute force here. It's more like the fire of having a purpose, the heat of passion, and the resilience you need to face challenges. It is that sharp, surprising kick from the pepper.
So you have softness and strength, sweet and spicy all mixed together. Now, this isn't just some chef's creative choice, it is a direct reflection of the core philosophy that guides the entire culture of Arreqqana.
And that philosophy? It has a name. It's called Sijamara. It's the core belief in the unity of opposites. The people of Arreqqana believe that a good life, a stable society, it needs a perfect, constant balance of nakia and kazor. The pie isn't just a pie, it's Sijamara that you can eat.
Okay, so we get it in a pie, but how does this idea of balancing softness and strength actually play out in the real world? You know, in people's lives, in their relationships, their traditions.
To really get it, let's meet a few characters from a story set in this world, called the Cousins of Tarakovevs. They are the perfect case study for Sijamara in action, with all its messy human complications.
First up, meet Jaru. And with just one line, you pretty much get the guy. He's dramatic, he's territorial, he's passionate. He is the fiery pepper in this story, for sure.
And here he is, the townie cousin, Darrow. He rolls up in his fancy car, just full of confidence and this playful, teasing energy. He immediately sets himself up as Jaru's rival, the total opposite force in this family dynamic.
So this central trio, they perfectly illustrate the concepts we've just learned. Jaru is pure kasor, all fire, passion, jealousy. Pepi is the embodiment of nakia. She's gentle, sweet, and kind. And Darrow? Well, he's more complicated. He's a blend of both. He has the confidence of kasor, but he uses it with this charming, playful touch.
And check this out. This shows you just how deep these symbols run. Jaru, in this moment of poetic passion, he looks at Pepi and he calls her his Doros Gigira, his pepper plum. He sees her as the living embodiment of that Sijamara balance, spicy and sweet.
But wait a second. Did you catch that other word he used there? Daljawa. This is where things get even more interesting, and it reveals a whole other layer of Arreqqana's social structure. So let's unpack this. Jaru calls Pepi his Daljawa, and it's clearly a term of deep affection. But later, in a heated argument, he fiercely defends another woman, Morisawa, and proudly declares she is also his Daljawa. So the term means a cherished woman in a man's life, and a man can have more than one. And this idea of having multiple cherished connections, it ties directly into a core social custom. We see it from all sides, from Pepi's simple explanation to the modern Darrow's plans, to Jaru's traditional pride. Their society is built around this complex balance in relationships. It's just Sijamara playing out in real life.
Okay, let's step away from the family drama for a minute and zoom out to the most sacred, most poetic expression of this whole philosophy of balance, the formal vow of partnership.
In a formal vow, the woman is said to embody something called kurasava.
This is described as the social flame. It's this open, graceful energy, a warmth that is shared outwardly with the community and with the world. The man, on the other hand, embodies Kasorin, and you can hear the connection to Kasor. This is the rooted flame. His strength is directed inward, guarding, protecting, and carrying the weight of his family and their legacy.
So what you have here is the ultimate expression of Sijamera. It's the sacred balance of the outward-facing social flame and the inward-facing rooted flame. One shares warmth with the world, the other guards the home. It's a perfect balance.
And they seal this union publicly with this incredibly powerful vow. It's a statement that their bond, their balance, is now part of the world, witnessed by the most powerful forces of nature. It all comes back to that perfect unity of contrasts. So from a simple pepper plum pie all the way to the intricate dance of romance and ritual, we've seen a culture built entirely on the balance of two opposing forces, softness and strength. And it kind of leaves us with one final thought. Where do you see that balance of Nakia and Kasor, of gentleness and purpose in your own world and maybe even in your own life?